Baruch atah Asherah Anat Malachach Olam Asher Kidusani Vitzartah V'Tzivani L'Yitatif L'Tzitzit. Good morning, Saki. You're always the first here. I guess it's because you respond to my announcement on Discord, right? It's nice to see you again. How is your home shaping up? Everything cleaned up after the flood? Is it still a little bit hectic? I'm gonna sneeze. It will probably be at an unfortunate time. I'm glad everything's back to normal now. That it wasn't that bad. How are you doing today, Batya? Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, Jiha. How are you? Good morning. Today is a day. It's a new day. Here we are in the world together. Hello. Hello, hello. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Jiha, you know, I'm waiting for me to post more videos too. I suppose I should post an update or something. I mean, I will. I will be posting an update on Monday because I'm doing a special live stream on Monday because TikTok asked me to do a special live stream on Monday. But I'm in the midst of writing my thesis. It's really boring. All day long I sit right here and I type away about peer-reviewed education literature because for some reason I want to have credentials so that I can be an educator. It means that I can't make TikToks for you because I can't split my attention. And that makes me sad, like, really sad. Like, I do not want to be spending my attention on this, but I've sort of resigned myself to it. But it means that there won't be any TikToks regularly for a little bit. I will be posting a quick update on Monday, and then we'll have a special live stream on Tuesday. Farm tour. It'll be nice. And my back doesn't really get sore. Like I have this nice cushion that I sit on that puts my pelvis at the right angle, right? Sort of like arched forward a little bit. And so that helps. But I'm pretty good at sitting like this. My back would get sore if I was sitting in a chair, just because this is what my body is adapted to. You know, bodies are adaptable, but that also means that they get constrained in certain ways, right? So there's certain things that I can't do, but there's certain things that other people can't do that I can do extremely easily. It just is what it is. Vahafta et Anat Elohecha ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר נוחים מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. וחיה כי יחיה אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב לתת לך ערים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר למילת וברות עצבים אשר לא עשת וכרמים וזיתים אשר נתת והלכת ושבת. הישמר לך פן תשכח את ימי אשר תשכחה מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. And you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. And these words, which I am repeating to you today, teach them to your children and recite them when you wake up and when you go to bed and when you are at home and when you are on the road. And you shall bind them as a symbol on your hand and let them serve as a sign on your forehead and inscribe them on the doorposts of your houses and on your gates. Repeat these words, okay? Repeat the words because that's what the words say. It's like a chain letter. It says copy me, so you copy it. And we'll just leave it at that. Andy, you're not supposed to be jealous of me for my sitting abilities. I mean, I suppose you are, right? That's what TikTok does. But I would encourage you not to. I have my own limitations. They are vast and frustrating. So, today, we're going to finish the story of Atrahasis. We're going to finish it. Are we going to finish it? Yes. Oh, we're absolutely going to finish it. Right, so where we left off, Nintu was criticizing the high god. She said, why would you cause this terrible, terrible punishment? Why would you cause this terrible flood? I am binding my fate to that of humanity, right? I will be their mother. And she turns these terrible flies into lapis lazuli beads. She wraps them around her neck. Then Enki says this thing about justice. He's like, the punishment should fit the crime. And if you want, you can punish me. That's okay. You can punish me. And so now we're going to go to court. I don't know how it's going to end. It's probably going to be weird and anticlimactic. But Enki and Nintu are at court with the rest of the high gods serving in judgment. And this is what happens. Enki raised his voice to be heard to the womb goddess Nintu. Nintu, as womb goddess, you are the one who chooses fates. You are the one who determines destinies for all the people. Have it be that 1/3 of all people are able to have children, which will assure the continuance of the population of man. Have 1/3 of them be unable to do so due to youth or age. Have there be 1/3 of the people who have among them women who are capable of giving birth, but not properly. May the Pasitu demon lift the baby from its mother's arms, and further make the Ugabatu, Entu, and Egistu women, who are off limits to men, to reduce their birth rate. Oh, I wonder. Classes of women whose holy association made them off limits to childbirth, says the footnote. I wonder what that is. The Ugbabtu, Entu, and Egistu women, who are off limits to men, to reduce their birth rate. Let his fortunes rise and fall, and his fate be unknown to him. Let there be among mankind but few who are prosperous, but let the remainder of them struggle for daily survival. Yes, let there just be income inequality. Let there be. Sometimes mankind will be reduced from facing famine. Sometimes mankind will be reduced from facing disease. Sometimes mankind will be reduced from facing warfare. And through these means his numbers will not burgeon. Through these means man will not become too powerful. Let it be that humankind will not be allowed to live eternally, but only for a duration of time, a fixed number of years. This will be made the manner of life for all humankind. Let there be no fixed duration for death, but only for life, and thus there will not be so many humans upon earth. There must only be enough to perform the work of gods. Let him live his life in joy and misery for his brief lifespan. May he forever enjoy only what is meant for man to enjoy. Let him have a full stomach, live the mirth daily, plan delights for himself, celebrating both night and day. Dress in fine clothing, bathe himself, and remain unsoiled. Let him be pleased by the product of his accomplishments. Let him be honored by the excellent quality of his children. Let him be content in the company of a well-bred wife. Enki, I don't know about all this. And let him find comfort from his work in his later years, before he reaches his endless rest, when life reaches its end. These alone are the things a mortal man might strive for. May he live life fulfilled with righteousness, like Atrahasis, to serve the gods, honor his parents, and aid his people, showing due regard for both equanimity and faithfulness. Such are the things which must determine his business. Thus set down for him the instructions for him to live by, such that man might recognizes the origins of his miseries, and that man will be inclined to hold himself from evil, with due regard for the gods, through righteous conduct, never failing in making his regular offerings to the gods, performed at the requisite times, to incline away our wrath. Thus have them be recorded for all times to bear witness, so that it be written for future generations to understand. Under what circumstances we brought on the great flood, while a man among them was able to survive this disaster. You are the gods' advisor. I obeyed you in making discord. So have the Igigi come to give ear to this song, meant to honor you, that there might always be a testimony of your greatness. So I will chant the account of the flood to everyone. Here. Well, I thought it was going to be a trial, and instead, Enki's just like, everyone should be like Atrahasis. Alright. That's fair, I guess. I guess Atrahasis was pretty cool. It's mostly the prayer shawl, actually. I always get like this when I wear these. It's a little silly. I tried to wash them, but they still cause me allergies sometimes. Good morning, C. How are you? So, that concludes our story of Atrahasis. That's it. We read this whole book. I don't know how long it took us. I don't know. I could go back and check the recordings to see when the first stream was that I started reading this text. But it was a while ago. So now, let's make a choice. I'll be right back with a couple of other books, and I'll let y'all decide which one we're going to read next. On Monday. More ancient texts. The scope is fairly limited, but we do have some options.
Why don't you read us Moby Dick?
Moby Dick? I don't want to read Moby Dick.
You just read the chapter.
The chapter about spermaceti?
About hands.
About hands and spermaceti?
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a special stream with that.
Maybe not.
Alright.
Not PG.
Not PG. Okay. Choices are hard, but let's do it. Yeah. See, I think you might be the one making the choice. I don't know who's engaged here, who has opinions. I bet Batya has an opinion. I bet Sakiv has an opinion. We'll do a vote. Okay.
Cicada?
Not Cicada. Sakiv. Sakiv, who lives in the south and just lived through a terrible hurricane. Okay, so the three ancient stories that we can start reading, and remember, this is like a long-term commitment. It'll take us months to get through any of these. So first we have the Epic of Gilgamesh. So if we read this one, we would be sticking in ancient Mesopotamia. Right, there's another story about a flood in this one. This is probably the oldest ancient text that exists. It's older than Atrahasis. It's older than, I don't know, it's very old. It's long. It's really long. All of these are longer. So this is Epic of Gilgamesh. The blue one. So this is Isis and Osiris. I know very little about this one. This is more recent. This is by Plutarch. So Plutarch was a Greek Alexandrian. I believe actually he was a priest in the Temple of Apollo. In any case, he wrote, was he Alexandrian? I don't, my history's terrible. He was an Alexandrian. He was a priest in the Temple of Apollo. Anyway, this is the oldest complete account of the story of Isis and Osiris that I'm aware of, but it's written in Plutarch's voice, so it's not actually an ancient text. It's like from 2,000 years old. and it's not necessarily correct. um, in any case, this is the story of Isis and Osiris. Um, what is history? Yeah, I don't know what history is. So this is, like, we read the Baal cycle earlier, right? So this is a similar story to that. So Osiris and Set are going to get into a battle, and then Isis is going to go down into the underworld and resurrect him. Right, and so the image we have on the cover is Isis with Horus at her breast. So that's pretty cool. But I don't actually know about the rhetorical quality of this. It might be challenging to read on live stream because it's not in verse. Yeah, you think this is Mary and Jesus, but no, it's actually Isis and Horus. Yeah, so it's not written in verse, so it might be a little more challenging for me to read to you on the live stream. Then here we have Inanna, Queen of Heaven and Earth. These are a number of stories about Inanna, who's this ancient sex goddess. There's also a story in here about her going down to the underworld to resurrect her lover. It's pretty good.
Wait, so you mean like women used to do the resurrecting from the underworld until Jesus?
Yeah.
Did it for himself?
Yeah.
He didn't need women anymore?
Yes, that is a claim that I am making. Yeah, let me see. There's some great lines in this one. From the great above to the great below. Yeah. As for me, Inanna, who will plow my vulva? Who will plow my high field? Who will plow my wet ground? As for me, the young woman, who will plow my vulva? Who will station an ox there? Who will plow my vulva? Yeah, so... this one is definitely the most erotic of the three stories that we might read. What is defined as the underworld? How do you go? Live a long and thorough life, and then you'll go. Baccio wants the one about Inanna. C wants the one about Isis. No one wants to read about Gilgamesh. Alright, how do we decide? Yes, well, there's an explicit connection there between female reproductive anatomy and the fertility of the fields. And I think that's pretty cool. We don't make that connection anymore. So Kiev says the blue one. Okay, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to read about Isis and Osiris. I don't actually know if we will complete it because I've not read this. I can't actually, like, I bought it because I wanted to read it on this stream, but I can't necessarily vouchsafe it. But we can try to read it and we can see if we enjoy it. And after a few days, if I don't like it, I will abandon it. But I do want to read this. So, all right, Isis and Osiris it is. We will learn together. That's the thing. Like, I like reading things that I haven't read. At least in detail with you, because then it's new to me too. Okay, so these go back to the bookshelf for another time, and we will read on Isis and Osiris. You're up for a midnight feed. Oh, you have such a little one. Well, I'm really glad I got to see you. I hope you get some rest. So, now it's time for Arati. 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 The word Arati means flame in Sanskrit. Hi. Jaya Jaya Arati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jaya Arati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jaya Arati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Choya Jaya Jayarati Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Sankatarana Sitaramarathi Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jayarati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutri Avatara Jaya Jayarati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sanischaraya Sanischaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Guravi Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jaya Excuse me. I told you I would sneeze at an inappropriate time. It was just very late. Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jayarati Ayappa Swamile Ayappa Swamile Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jayarati Avanugopala Natatra Bhati Natandrakaratam Nima Vidyobhati Kutoyamagni Twameva Vantamadavanti Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Devanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhika Veri Hiya Namastitam Namo Namaha Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Twameva Bandusha Saka Twameva Twameva Vidya Javinam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasandriyarva Buddhyatmanava Prakrite Sabhavad Karomyan Yad Mangalam Parasmahe Narayana Iti Sarmar Payami Savadharmam Pravijayam Amikam Saranam Vija Aham Svasara Papayo Mokshaya Mimasucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Who?
To you! To you, specifically to you. What?
I don't want your thesis.
You don't want my thesis? Oh, even though I'm dedicating that to me, I suppose. You're here in the middle of the night with your little babe. What a busy little life. You know, I'm sorry, I've shifted later, Salty, right? Like, it's almost noon for me. Yeah, it's late morning. Like, I've shifted later because, I'm sleeping in because, no, I'm actually feeling fine. I'm blowing my nose. I mean, maybe it is a symptom of COVID. It very well could be, but like I often, when I'm streaming and I'm wearing these shawls that I only wear when I'm streaming, I get allergies. So I'm pretty sure it's allergies and not COVID. But there's a person on the other side of the screen that does have COVID, and I am inhaling all of their viral particles. In any case, I'm sleeping in.
Cough in her face.
Sometimes you cough in my face. I've been sleeping in, and it means that I'm streaming later and later, and I don't feel great about that. Like, I remember when I used to be streaming at 7 a.m. That was before I got really depressed and my physiology shifted. Maybe one day my physiology will shift back. I hope so. But not until I finish this thesis, that's for sure. So, thank you for being here in the middle of the night, being here with me in the middle of the night. I deserve the extra sleep. Well, so do you, my friend. Yeah, if I had a newborn, I would not be sleeping. Good job. Good job with your busy little life. I admire it quite a bit. Good morning, Kiwi South. How are you doing? So, we will conclude today with Kaddish. So, Kaddish is a prayer of mourning, a prayer of grief. So, this is a time for us to grieve together, to mourn together, right? Whatever kind of connection we have through this screen, it's a real one. And Kaddish is always a prayer that's said in groups. And I think there's a reason for that, right? I think that there are certain emotions that need to be processed publicly. So, if there's anything that you are grieving, anything that you are mourning, feel free to hold it in your mind as we say these words and let it go. Let go of those relationships that no longer serve you or that no longer are here. Let go of the person that you wish to be but cannot, or the person that you were, you no longer are. Hello, Michi. So, for the last 3,000 years, give or take, my ancestors have been saying these words in response to death. And we can repeat them again today to remember. Yidgadal, Yidgadash, Shema Rabba. Biama Divrachute, Viamlich Malchute, Bachaychon, Viamechon, Chayede Kolbe Israel, Bagala, Visman Kari, Vimru, Ami. Yehe Shema Rabba, Mivarach Lialam, Alme, Almaya. Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitbar, Vitrman, Vitnase. Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shema, de Kudisha, Barichu. Leela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush berchata v'nechlimata, Diamiran Biama, Vimru, Ami. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'chol Yisrael Vimru Amen. O say Shalom B'lamav Huya Asay Shalom Aleinu V'chol Yisrael Vimru Amen. O say Shalom B'lamav Huya Asay Shalom Aleinu V'chol Yisrael Vimru Vimru Amen. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here today and every day. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So, that's it for today. I'm going to go back to Thesis Land. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I I live in a decent amount of isolation, and it's this is actually the most dynamic social scene that I experience from day to day. It's true.
Well, what about me?
You're lovely, and you're definitely more engaging, but you're a single person, so by dynamic I mean varied, right? Like, there's all these lovely people here, and they're so kind. And yes, I love you more than I love all of them.
What if I was 6 people? Do you know how hard that would be?
It would be really hard. It'd be very hard. I wouldn't be able to keep up. In any case, thank you. That's what I meant to say. And if this stream is meaningful to you, if you value what we're doing here together, I would greatly appreciate it if you could check out the link in my bio. You can support this stream through a subscription on Patreon or with a one-time tip if you prefer doing it that way. And you can also subscribe on TikTok and get some special emojis like some of you have done. And every little bit helps a lot. Allows me to spend my time the way I want to, or will one day. So, thank you. And I will see you on Monday to say these words once more. So I hope you have a really lovely weekend, and that everything goes well. Until then, I will see you another time. Bye.